Dear sisters, brothers, and beloved soulmates, I am Ramankrishna Vadapalli, the owner of this channel, dedicated to promoting a moral and spiritual society worldwide. Our main objective is to share the epic story of the Mahabharata, which serves as a rich collection of spiritual and moral teachings. This includes the Bhagavad Gita, a profound source of enlightenment for all humanity. I kindly ask all viewers to subscribe, like, and share this channel to support our mission. The Mahabharata comprises a total of 589 stories, each contributing to our understanding of life and spirituality. Please subscribe and share and support me for more likewise. Thank you. Yours, Vadapalli Ramankrishna, ancient yoga trainer. Shantanu attempting to stop Ganga. In the meantime, Ganga missed her period for the 8th time. As Shantanu aged, his desire for children grew stronger, and his overwhelming passion began to subside. He longed for an heir, determined not to lose another child. When Ganga gave birth to a male child once again, she prepared to take the newborn away as before. However, this time, Shantanu intervened and stopped her from leaving the palace with the child. Ganga burst into laughter and said, "O king, you have broken our agreement and obstructed me. Therefore, I must leave you now." She then revealed her true identity, declaring, "As everyone assumes, I am not a ruthless child killer. I am Ganga, the celestial river incarnate." She reminded Shantanu of the divine realm of Mahabhisha and the events that led to her descent to earth. Shantanu, stunned by her revelation, asked, "Then why have you been killing our children?" In response, Ganga began narrating the story of the Vasus, explaining the divine reason behind her actions. The story of the Vasus. Ganga then began explaining the story of the Vasus to Shantanu. "O king, the 8 Vasus, along with their wives, once embarked on a luxurious journey and eventually arrived at the hermitage of sage Vasishta. There, Kantha, the most beautiful of the Vasu's wives, saw Vasishta's divine sacrificial cow, Nandini, and wished to gift it to her friend on earth. Overcome with desire, she persuaded her husband Dayuma, the chief among the Vasus, to steal it. The other 7 Vasus, out of loyalty, helped Dayuma in carrying out the theft. When Vasishta returned to his hermitage and found the sacred cow missing, he used his divine vision to uncover the culprits. Angered by their offense, he cursed all 8 Vasus to be born as mortals on earth. Upon realizing the gravity of their mistake, the Vasus rushed to Vasishta and pleaded for forgiveness. Moved by their prayers, the sage softened the curse. He decreed that the 7 Vasus who had merely assisted in the theft would perish as soon as they were born, returning to their celestial forms immediately. However, Dayuma, the mastermind behind the theft, would have to live a full life as a human before eventually attaining liberation. Desperate to escape their fate, the Vasus then approached me and begged, "O Divine One, please take human form and become our mother, granting us quick liberation according to Vasishta's decree. Only Dayuma shall remain on earth to fulfill his destiny." I agreed to their request, ensuring their release from the curse. That is why I bore 7 children before this one and cast them into the Ganges, freeing them from their mortal fate. But this 8th child, O king, is Dayuma. He is destined to live and achieve great things. I will not take his life. Instead, I will raise him and, when the time is right, return him to you. With these words, Ganga vanished, taking the infant with her, leaving Shantanu alone to reflect on the divine events that had unfolded before him. Ganga returns Shantanu's son. Shantanu spent 10 to 14 years in grief over the loss of Ganga. One day, while hunting near the banks of the Ganges, he came across a young boy practicing archery. To his amazement, the boy was constructing a bridge over the river using arrows. As Shantanu watched in awe, Ganga suddenly appeared before him and said, "O king, this boy is your son. Blessed is he who has learned the Vedas from sage Vasishta and mastered Danavida from Parashurama. As I promised you that day, I have raised him and nurtured him into a great warrior. Now, it is time for you to take him back." Overjoyed, Shantanu embraced his son and took him to Hastinapura. He named him Devavrat, but he was also known as Iganjaya because he was raised by Ganga, and as Shantanuputra because he was Shantanu's son. As years passed, Shantanu found Devavrat to be an exceptional warrior and a wise leader, and he eventually anointed him as the crown prince of Hastinapura. Devavrat followed his father closely in state affairs, diligently learning the responsibilities of governance and administration. Meeting of Satyavati with Shantanu. As the story goes, Shantanu, now relieved after reuniting with his son, went hunting one day along the banks of the Yamuna. While there, he was captivated by a mesmerizing fragrance that filled the air and wanted to find its source. As he followed the scent, he came across Satyavati, a woman of extraordinary beauty and divine fragrance. With eyes that dazzled like jewels, a mind-captivating presence, and a body exuding a scent as enchanting as sandalwood, she appeared like a celestial being. Overcome with emotion upon seeing her, Shantanu approached and asked about her origins. Satyavati, looking at him with a mix of awe and detachment, responded, "Why don't you go and ask my uncle?" Her words hinted at her reluctance, indirectly suggesting that he should speak with her guardian rather than addressing her directly. Understanding this, Shantanu made his way to Dasaraju's village, where he was received with great honor and respect. After the formalities, the king expressed his deep admiration and desire to marry Satyavati. Dasaraju, smiling knowingly, agreed to give Satyavati in marriage, on one condition: her future children must inherit the throne. This demand struck Shantanu like a cruel blow. As a righteous ruler, he could not commit an injustice by displacing his son, Devavrat, from the line of succession. Heartbroken and conflicted, he left without saying a word. However, even after returning to his palace, he could not forget Satyavati. The thought of her tormented him day and night, his heart consumed by longing like a fish caught in a net, unable to escape the poison of love. Devavrata's terrible oath. Devavrata was deeply saddened by his father's condition. Realizing the cause of Shantanu's sorrow through his inner circle, he immediately took action. Gathering gifts and honors, he went to Dasaraju, determined to resolve the matter. "Dasaraju, your grandsons will rule my father's kingdom. Please grant me your daughter as my stepmother," he pleaded. Dasaraju, smiling cunningly as if casting a net over calm waters, responded, "Prince, your devotion to your father is admirable, and you may renounce the kingdom. But what guarantee do we have that your future sons and grandsons will be as kind as you? What if they quarrel with my descendants over the throne?" Devavrata, unfazed, laughed like a fish escaping from a great net. "Dasaraja, I understand your concern. To ensure that my sons, grandsons, and their descendants never claim the throne or cause any conflict, I vow never to marry. I will remain celibate for life. Is that acceptable to you?" he declared firmly. At this tremendous vow, flowers rained from the heavens in divine approval. Satyavati's heart bloomed with admiration, the celestial Ganga roared in astonishment at her son's unparalleled sacrifice, and the gods rejoiced. This Devavrata has made an oath that no one, anywhere, can ever surpass. From this moment, he shall be known as Bhishma, proclaimed the celestial voice of Ambravani. Folding his hands, Bhishma addressed Dasaraju once more, "Now, please consider your daughter as my mother." Moved by his unwavering resolve, Dasaraju agreed, and Satyavati was sent to Shantanu as his bride. Bhishma, bowing with respect, led her back to his father. Shantanu, though overwhelmed with joy at having his wish fulfilled, was also struck with sorrow. He was torn between admiration for his son's sacrifice and the guilt of having caused it. He felt ashamed of his own desires, realizing the immense cost of his longing. Finally, he reached out to his son and spoke with deep emotion, "My son, the whole world fears death, but I grant you power over it. Death will not come near you unless you will it. I bestow upon you the greatest and most ancient boon, voluntary death." With this divine gift, Shantanu embraced Bhishma, his heart filled with both pride and sorrow, knowing that his son had chosen a path unlike any other.